working. Everything's functional. We're thrilled with how smooth everything is. Of course, if you have any bugs, you're like, hey, I should have got that badge. Let us know, because that's kind of the stage we're in right now is battle testing all this stuff.
We're not making a huge deal about it yet because things still they're live, but still there might be bugs and things. But they're gearing up for a campaign here pretty soon, where you'll be able to play games and there will be some rewards for sure that you can earn. Things are getting to a point where we're almost to a point where we can start doing a UA campaign.
Shout out to the game devs for real. I spent all week in Godot. It was a struggle session.
Yeah, I've heard good things about. Is it Godot or Godot? I thought it was Godot. Maybe
Godot. See, I mean that just kind of shows how much of a noob I am. I have a main developer that has like 4 or 5 games in Steam, but I'm having him like send me like updates to the files that he has, and mess around with adding stuff. I was working on setting up like a multiplayer server. It's been a lot.
Jesse, you want to leak any alpha on what's coming in SFA? I mean, I think this is the first time we've talked about it, but for listeners that haven't heard this alpha, what's in the pipeline right now?
Yeah, obviously duels has been mentioned time and time again, and I guess we want to kind of build as openly as possible, and so that's been a shift a little bit on the spectrum with SFA is getting more feedback from you guys and trying to get everything from the champions to be better balanced. And on the gameplay side, I'm also like, I don't know, we're looking into some things that could make it a little bit more fun. Like, for example, when you do a duel, it's the same map, but you want a faster match because, you're playing for Ghost. And so it goes to reason you'd want to play more matches in a shorter amount of time. And then it can become a little side hustle for you if you're good at it. So the lava that rises to shrink the map is basically instantly starting in the duels version instead of the battle royale version. So little quality of life things like that to just make hopefully for a very good experience with duels. And then on the other side, Dan and I have been very busy just like working with the team and Stellar and everybody to finally give a big kind of branding facelift to the game. So it's going to finally have that gotchi vibe that's been kind of missing. It's almost been a year of production and it's all placeholder UI. So finally, guys, on this next release, you will finally have a pure Aavegotchi aesthetic to go with the game. That goes for the UI of the menu screens, to the soundtrack, to basically everything that leads up.
Even the announcer herself.
Yeah, the announcing voice for the game has changed and introduces some new IPs, a new character. You're going to meet Gotchi-chan, and she's amazing. So it's I think it's going to be almost night and day. So if you haven't checked the game out in a while, you're going to want, because you can finally play with Ghost, and you will also find that the game has totally had the branding coat of paint put on top of it that has been missing up to this point. So yeah, Bright Zone says waifus. Maybe a little bit of that. As much of that as you can do with an Aavegotchi. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm super excited. I can't say how excited I am about it, but the team came together this week for a big UI polish that's been kind of overdue, and everybody just crushed it. So if you ask Stellar about it, he's been putting in the work to kind of set the table, and then all the devs came in and cleaned up this week, and it works. It's looking great. So Gotchi Spirit Force is going to be a vibe here real soon.
And
I'll take a screenshot here in a minute. Let me go find one.
We're planning to do a kind of a limited time profile badge as well. We'll have more info and timing on that as it gets closer to the launch. but there will be I believe it's going to be either 24 or 72 hours. I think 24 that you'll be able to earn that badge for your profile. This will be the only time you can ever earn that badge for the launch of this version. So we will put an announcement out when it gets closer to that, and that should be pretty neat to have that badge in your profile. But what I'm thinking, I'm excited about the private lobbies feature of SFA. When we were talking about duels, I think the duels feature is going to be quite popular, but being able to like spin up your own lobby and then share that code with someone who can then join you is going to be a game changer. Really, I'm really looking forward to seeing these long-standing beefs taken out in the arena.
Dan, may I ask the question about Spirit Force Arena?
Sure.
Are we suddenly happening to become a Smite or sorts of it, because we kind of have so many different sets and stuff that we can use as something that give you skills, or I don't know, like gameplay, anything like any alpha about gameplay that we might see in the future about that?
About the gameplay?
Yeah,
Like, what do
Spirit
you
Force
mean?
Arena, what is it becoming? Or it just gonna be like free for all, like a shooter as it is right now, or maybe we're gonna become some sort of Smite?
Spirit Force gameplay at the moment, we don't have plans to like expand the gameplay out for Spirit Force anymore. But the next version of this is like the first proto mini game in Aavegotchi in the Gotchiverse. So as we've talked about before, this is laying the foundation for the game engine for Gotchiverse. So the next feature that we'll be working on in Gotchiverse is farming, and then once farming is done, it'll be on to the Great Battle Simulator, which is more of a PvE experience. So once we've gotten that, then we'll see how what the community feedback to SFA has been. But we also don't want to spend the rest of the year just on polishing SFA gameplay. We want to get to the Gotchiverse, the meat of what we're trying to do with this. SFA has been a great way to help us polish up and get the wearables done and get the traits and give us a place to test them against each other and give people a way to fight each other for Ghost. But at the end of the day, we still need to get to the Gotchiverse. And basically, after this next release, the team will start spending more time on Gotchiverse.
All right, thanks.
Oh, nice. I see. Yeah, I do see the pizza party in Hangzhou. That's pretty cool. Not 100% sure I'll be able to go, but I'll be there in spirit probably. It is a flight away, but that's dope that they're actually doing it in Hangzhou. Yeah. You clipped Walter?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love the Ola intro. Ola, Ola.
Are you Ola? Ola, were you trading and things went poorly?
Ola.
Is that what happened here?
Oh, what's an
That
Ola?
was so good.
Hi, I'm Ola. Hi, Walter.
What was the outcome on the poll?
Hola.
It seems like the majority of people were vibing with the Pixel version more. It was close though. I think there is an audience for the 3D version, so we have some plans on how to fulfill that need. But I think for the Canon version, we're going to stick with Pixel because some of the other tokens like Aavegotchi token were also Pixel. I kind of agree. It looks good in 3D with the 3D Gotchi, and since we did do the rebrand of Ghost, but the fact that it says Ghost on it is actually quite nice. There was one version someone was suggesting that we use the 3D but put Ghost on it, which could be interesting. It's actually on the back, so technically you'd be holding the back of the token.
What was that?
He has no future.
Played on my computer. My bad. College
Yeah,
basketball.
my vote is for 3D with the ghost, like text.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I think Goobs initially put that out, and I saw 2, maybe 3 other people leave similar comments. But it splits the 3D ghost vote, so Pixel definitely had the slight edge. I like them both. I think the consensus definitely was have GHST up front, and
I think
yeah.
if you ran that poll again, but with ghost on the front both times, I think 3D would win. That's just my hunch.
Yeah, might be. But then our actual icon floating around on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko is as Soju so eloquently put it, booty in the air.
By the way, guys, there was a question about the cost for the game on the SFA. These 12 ghosts is just a placeholder, or you consider it
There's
as a
ranks.
price?
You can
Yeah.
play, so it's ranked. Yeah, you start at 1 ghost, right, guys?
So when it goes live, it'll be almost free because we just want to battle test, make sure everything works. We don't want to be refunding anybody for 1,000 ghost bet. So it's going to be 0.1 for like Ensign, the earliest level, and then if you get all the way up to Colonel, it goes up to 1 ghost. So initially, we're just going to be testing this out from basically 0 to 1, and then after that, it's actually debatable on what everybody wants. We could even add in like a slider where you just choose what you want to do. But we'd probably cap it still, like it would go to reason that the higher ranks can bet more, can wager more. But yeah, that cost there of 12 is just a placeholder.
How much do you guys want to stake?
That's the real question. What do you guys
That's the
want?
real question. And like, don't just say it for the clout. Think about, how much would you actually stake in this game?
Maybe it should be like
yeah, go ahead.
maybe it should be like up to us. Like if it's a private match, we setting up the price ourselves, and if the person agreed with the price, we're just getting inside, and like there is a bet from one side and another side, and the winner gets both.
Yeah, I agree. I think right now it's a little bit too rigid. We'll continue fleshing that out and giving people more choices. And like Hardcore's had a great point about the duels themselves. Like 1v1 is almost too. We need like a free match where you can bring whatever you got up to a certain BRS level, and you could have 3 gotchis or 8 gotchis versus a godlike, or all sorts of wild combinations. Could be really fun. But those will not be in the first version. We're gonna see how this first version does, and if people really vibing with it, enjoying it, could potentially continue adding those type of features.
We're just gonna be different modes then.
Yeah,
random mode would be so tight. Like you know how like normal shooters will balance elo, but
and it's supposed to take random amount of coins from your pocket too.
What, like you don't know how much you're betting? That would be kind of rough. You just lost a lot of money. Whoops. Meanwhile, you're AFK.
It's tough because it's tough with gotchis because there's really 2 elos. There's the gotchi itself, and then there's the skill of the player. So it's been quite tricky to that's why we've been banging our head trying to figure out what's a workable way to allow godlike players to flex while also not allowing noobs to get completely stomped. And also people that are playing godlikes but don't necessarily have the expertise of the game. It's like pretty tricky.
I don't think you can suck if you have a godlike gotchi. If you're not playing against the same DRS level.
No, that's what I mean. Putting even in the lowest division right now, you could take a 300 BRS gotchi and then equip it with like 2 godlike wearables, and it destroys the the 2, 3, 400 BRS gotchis. Like it's not even a match. So we are going to put in some rails on each side to ensure that the player, that if you bring like a godlike weapon into the kiddie pool, you're not going to just be able to like go in there and pwn noobs. You'll be stronger, but up to a certain point. But if you go up to like the highest tier, then that's when things get basically uncapped and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Well, maybe we should make like some kind of two levels of like, or maybe how is it? We need 2 tiers of ranking. Like the first one is a BRS ranking, and the second one is like a skill that you earn on the like elo, when you win or you lose. But I think it's possible to weed it out.
Yeah, the UI is going to be for the next build. There's a tail of the tape that has like for the duel, like kind of like a UFC match, and it really does emphasize both. It shows like here's what the gotcha you're facing has, here's the potions and power ups it's bringing, here's the BRS, and it tells you a lot about the player because your player profile, you have a lot of ways to signal your experience. So there's your points level, there's your badges, there's your banners that you've earned and you choose to display one. Your avatar, that's also generally something it's optional, but it's probably something you earned through gameplay. And so, yeah, you look at that tail of the tape and you're like, okay, the player, wow, it looks like he's put in like, 400 hours into this. And, the gotchi is also like this, that, and the other thing. It's pretty strong. So, yeah, you can learn a lot from the tail of the tape and then jump in there and try to win that ghost.
That's all cool. We'll probably need some kind of interactive leaderboard where we can see what kind of gotchis and what kind of players are there, and like to expect something on the future and to learn for the game before you play.
Yeah, I think all this data will be accessible via APIs. So either we will get to it, or I think it'd be interesting if the community could also create some leaderboards around some of that exposed data. But we'll definitely try to get those out as well if no one else does it. Be cool if someone else, in the community, good little, if the AGP passes, maybe we could get some people making some cool dashboards for leaderboards for SFA and Gotchiverse. Zbot, if you're on the call, you've been cooking some stuff up, sir. Lots of stuff, but do you want to share what the most recent one was? If you guys saw the announcements, we are live on Giphy. I don't know if Zbot's in the call, but there it is, Thrax. So gotchis are now live on Giphy. I don't think you can't actually find them yet. I'm not really sure what's going on. I think it takes them some time to like process.
Yeah, it takes a while for it to hit the list.
Yeah, that sucks.
I put stuff up like months later. It showed up on Giphy. Like to search.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will eventually be there, but if you go to Giphy and you find the Aavegotchi page, we do have a channel there, and we have a whole backlog of these gifts that are going to be one of these is going to go out each week.
In the meantime, you can like share the link directly, and people. I think the more people use it, the faster it gets populated. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, spam it on X. I think on X it is a little bit weird. I was trying to use it the other day. If you go to it and you click like copy link, I think, but that didn't work quite properly either.
Weird.
I don't know. Figure it out. But yeah, we are on Giphy, and we're gonna have all these. We have these new stickers now. Zbot is going to town on all these new emotes. I've been bugging him like, man, I need a salute emoji, bro. So we finally got the Gotchi salute, and we also have Gotchi salute sticker. So I'm going to be using these a lot.
Nice.
And we got lots more coming.
I heard the pajama one is coming. Getting ready to Gotchi's going to bed. I need that one.
Yeah, we got the GN's coming. Maybe I think a GM too. Oh man, there's so many coming. I'm very excited.
Is that a request, Megan? You want the Homer dough?
Oh my god!
No, the salute kind of looks like he's slapping himself on the forehead. I wish I
Just
had
a
those
misslap.
It's good though.
A little face palm would be funny. Yeah, we're gonna get all the basics down. We'll have emotes for all these fun emotions. Those will be probably used in a lot of different areas, like here in Discord, but also in X, but also games can use these as well.
How do you do a face palm? That's hard. It's with 3D Gotchi. Like, make it look obvious. I'm trying to think of it. See, like, for example, I'll give you the dog Gotchi, right? Like, look at his hands. They're barely visible.
Yeah.
This is the, like, external...
Well, I think he's taking some liberties with that hand. I mean, the salute is like... It kind of disembodies itself and goes up near the crystal, so... I think he can take some liberties.
Yeah, you get a lot more play when you're doing like, you know, like artistic interpretation of dynamics.
Yeah, we ultimately settled on the line art version because it's a lot simpler to do than the pixel art and looks just as good.
Yes,
So this is
dude.
Yes.
Yeah, it's it can't go unsaid on this hour. Like,
did people watch the trailer? Like that's showing off the camera system hardcore. You know what I mean? Like it's such a beast, honestly.
Yep. I mean, if we look back, like I don't know, it's unfair to compare to things like Gotchiverse 2D, which has its own charm. It's totally its own vibe, but what you see in this trailer is insane. Like how far we've come for Aavegotchi and just unlocking this camera view to really show off all the charming assets and animations that the Guardians team has put together. And Thrax, you obviously immediately, like a kid in a candy store, went to work and captured all the best angles. This is, just to be clear, something you can do in game now, right, Thrax? This is not like something behind a wall for devs only. You can literally go make these shots yourself while you're playing your tower defense.
100%. So caveat though, you have the capability of hiding the UI, which makes it impossible to play the game. Like you have to be a savant to know where all the buttons are and stuff. I don't know if you can actually click the buttons once you hide the UI. So play the game as much as you want in the camera modes, but be aware that certain camera modes are just so dope that you're probably going to get distracted and you're going to just lose the game. So there are some camera modes that are much better for just like general playing the game. Like the one that's locked to the Gotchi, for example, but you can orbit. That's fantastic. And then anytime you want to get back out, you hit X and it'll take you back to the top-down view. It's like a quick back.
Yeah, somebody needs to drop some screenshots. Some people may not be able to watch the video, but you got to watch the video later if you can't watch it now. And you're right, Thrax. Like I think they need like a practice mode or something at this point where I just want to see my Gotchi once these wearables are done, hanging out in these environments like Mount Oomph and Prong Meadow. And I don't even care about winning the game. I just want to like hang out with my Gotchi and do funny animations and shit. Like that's
well, I was thinking it might be sick down the line, like an upgrade to the camera system, possibly. I don't know. Slama's gonna hate me for this, man, but after the game, if you played an awesome game, it would be amazing if you could watch it back and use the camera to just like record your favorite moments. You know what I mean? That way you can focus on the game and you can record those moments.
Yeah, you're going to get back later and watch it from any perspective you want. So just go play your best first. That'd be super cool. That would definitely be. Maybe it's on the roadmap. I don't know, but they got a lot of things. This game's coming to mobile. Like it's going to be on your iPad. It's going to be on your tablet, your phone. That's all in the pipeline. So this game's got so much potential. It's crazy. Pirates, UFOs, and volcanoes. Like, how can it lose?
Well,
Cody,
just,
Dan, that screenshot there, that's a good example. Like, you're in the middle of it, and it's supposed
Yeah.
to be a tower defense game.
It's a whole different game, dude. I'm telling you.
So good. And it came through on the stream between that and Walter. That was a great stream. Like, you guys got to go watch it. So good.
Yeah, Walter fell prey to the camera system, though.
Drax, what is Walter? People are. I mean, do you want to give a little alpha on what Walter is?
I can go get him.
Well, Walter introduced himself on the call. He's like, I love the intro. He's like, I was trading, and now I'm here.
What happened?
What happened? What am I doing here?
I can share that clip again in case people haven't seen it. I can go get him.
Yeah, bring Walter out.
Okay.
I love all the Breaking Bad references. There's a new Walter in town.
I'm not sure I can. No, I can't be here. Can I be here at the same time? I have to be here at the same time. Okay, hang on. Y'all go and continue, and I'll just show up when I can.
Very good. But yeah, we're gonna get more, with the wearables coming together. 3D gotchis for your video streams. Gotchi Guardians with these new camera angles, and not to mention the pirate and the mothership. Has anybody on the call been able to play it yet? I know it's pretty fresh, but this is your weekend. This is Gotchi Guardians weekend for sure. It's on its way to it's gonna be Epic Games ready here real soon.
I'm ready to once we got the 3D gotchis working, I'm ready to stream the shit out of this game. Or not, even if it's not like a stream, but create video content for it. There's so many ways to create epic content for this game. If I don't know if people here watch tower defense videos, but all sorts of challenges. Can I beat the only playing as the gotchi, or only using the raffle towers, or getting the earliest possible liquor, all sorts of strategies and stuff that you could create content around. Oh my god.
Yep. There's Walter.
Walter!
Hey guys. How's it going?
Walter, good to see
little
you.
Friend.
What happened to your voice?
How are you,
What
friend?
happened to your voice?
Some balloons next to you, right?
Sir, it's kind of rude to make fun of people's voices. Just saying.
I love your background, friend. Where are you?
I'm actually in Mechagotchis, I think. Because I saw some gigantic robots running around back there. I didn't investigate too closely though, because they're terrifying.
Yeah, it's better if you don't look. Just don't look out the window.
My daughter is asking if this does hand tracking.
It will.
It will.
Doesn't yet.
I can, but then the rest of it is very slow. I'm looking into fixes
She's
for
a
it.
big fan. Big
Oh,
fan.
thank you.
Walter, I'm curious which trade was the last trade you saw before you took your ghostly form.
I just had a bunch of longs open. I don't know which one got me though, but I trade in a lot of poop coins.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. I just want to make sure it wasn't that GME stuff going on this week. So timing seemed, sus.
I never buy the stuff that makes waves. I always buy stuff that's just, I shouldn't have bought. I bought Squid Token when it came out, so.
Always buy stuff you shouldn't have bought. Well, that explains why your form, Walter. But nice to have you here. We're thrilled to be chatting with you.
Yeah, it's good to be here, man.
Guys, we can have Walter give the drum roll and intro for the Aavegotchi DAO Hour. This is perfect.
Is that it's in a couple of minutes, yeah, but I can't, I hear there's other traditions that have to be observed, but I can definitely roll it in at first.
Can you put on sunglasses, Walter?
Not currently, but that is in the, what's that phrase you guys like, I keep hearing? On the roadmap.
Soon, TM.
This legit reminds me of the movie Poltergeist for sure.
Poltergeist, I just have to put on my mad face.
Oh, you made him angry.
Now I'm a poltergeist.
This is the crypto version of Barney coming to your birthday party. Can you sing the Barney song, Walter? I'm just kidding. You don't have to sing.
Wrong colors, guys.
Unless you want to.
It's just my
Hey,
eyes that are purple,
kids.
friends. Can you not hear me, Soju?
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Twan, that's it, friend. 3D Gotchi VRMs coming.
Yeah, we're gonna have hopefully a whole bunch of options for people and ways for it to,
Bro,
be
I want to be able
attractive.
to use this with FaceTime. That's the goal.
That would be
I
awesome.
want to FaceTime people.
I really want to get a lot more expressiveness in the cheeks and lips and stuff. And right now I can do stuff with my eyes, but it's a little bit weird. So yeah, we'll see. It's gonna get a lot more cool. Currently, Walter is closed source. Let's put it that way. But we will open it up as soon as we can.
Walter will be coming to adapt near you soon. TM.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go get the Rex back.
All right, friends. It's quite a lot of alpha for 1 hour. Shall we jump to the dower?
I forgot. I'm supposed to introduce the DAO hour, right? There it is. There's the tradition. It is time to begin the Aavegotchi DAO hour, and you may now commence.
Thank you, Walter. Nice to see you again. Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Walt. Time for the DAO call right now. So right now we have 2 open proposals. The ongoing vote on Aavegotchi grants program, currently winning on no votes. And the second proposal is location for airdrome poll rewards. So I think we should start from the grants program first and listen to what the guys have to say.
Yep. So the
Roxana?
grants program, yeah, so it seems pretty divided in the votes in the snapshot, but I know that a handful of community members have openly changed their opinions about the AGP since the voting has started. So if the SIG prop fails, it might be able to be resubmitted reasonably.
In what time frame?
So the time frame open for the SIG prop is about 2 weeks, and I think there's about 1 week left of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but don't
mean,
count us out
after the
yet.
call. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, a lot
Last
could change
time,
about the
last
voting.
time we were on, people asked us about examples, and yeah, No Future was kind enough to give us a real life example, and then we also made up a kind of a textbook example that is still realistic. Like, it's not a 10 out of 10 because we don't want people to think we have unrealistic expectations, but yeah, that's what we would expect to see and would be happy to fund. You can find both examples here. I just linked it in the chat. And there's one more thing that I wanted to address, which is the compensation. Hardcore actually brought this up in chat, but I want everyone to notice because there seemed to have been some confusion. So some people took issue about that we said the compensation is maximum 20%. But this is like an extremely unlikely scenario. So basically, when a proposal comes in, we evaluate it. And we didn't want people to think that we have an incentive to decline it so that we could eat up the budget, or that if we are swarmed with low quality garbage proposals by some spammer from somewhere else, like that we would like eat up all the hours and eat up all the budget. And so we said, okay, you know what, no matter what happens, like a pledge, we won't consume more than 20%. Like, even if we are totally swarmed, like, then if we have to, we just work for free. 20% is the absolute max, but we definitely do not expect to get near there. So it will much more likely be around like 5 or 10. But yeah, it's hard to predict. And yeah, that's just what I wanted to add. Sorry for interrupting you, Roxy.
Oh, no, no problem at all. Yeah. Thank you for adding that. So yeah, so a passing proposal, leading back to the examples here, a passing is above a 7. And in the examples, No Future's proposal got like a 6.9. And there were just a few things that would need to be resubmitted and changed probably for it to pass. The other example that we gave that that Cryptogotchi wrote himself did pass. The example. So yeah, those are the results of the example proposals. And yeah. A few things. I know that a lot of people might still be on the fence about the AGP. There are a lot of things that the AGP has that the DAO does not. In case people were wondering, like why would we need the Aavegotchi grants program, right? So it's basically it's like a specialized team that will work directly with the creators of the proposals to assess and reassess the funding based on analyzing progress of the project and a lot of criteria. And each member of the AGP will vote on a scale of 1 to 10. We would also provide the maintenance maintenance grants for ongoing projects, so they don't have to resubmit small requests through the DAO every single time. Projects that would benefit from that are most ongoing games in need of updates and web-based protocols that need upkeep, etc. So a lot of projects in the community would definitely benefit from recurring funding.
Is it a fresh update? Because I just don't remember that in proposal.
What do you mean fresh?
I mean, like, the thing that you're just saying about the current games and supporting grants or something, is it like some new feature that you will want to add, or?
No, so basically it comes with the funding. So if it needs recurring funding, so after the period ends of the initial funding, if there needs to be maintenance on one of the same projects, or any existing projects can submit to the AGP if they need like a small grant. So even if they have submitted to the full DAO before, if they need like a small like little maintenance grant to keep their tool or game going, they can submit to the AGP for that. So it would be subject to similar criteria, but they don't have to keep submitting to the DAO if they need a resubmit.
Okay, that sounds interesting. But could you guys announce how you come up with a verdict for no future proposal and what's the issues? Maybe some people didn't read anything.
Okay.
What do you mean?
So,
Of course, we all read it and assessed it.
yeah.
I don't
Some of
think
the
you can
comments,
speak for all of the people in the DAO. I read it, yes, but some people might not.
some of the
I think
comments
he
were
meant
about
for other
specific
people.
milestones. So for that project specifically, we just needed more specific milestones about where the funding would go. Some of it was laid out in his proposal, but it wasn't there. We needed like more specific syncs for where the funding would go, and I think a timeline or something like that. That was one
So
of the
just to be
things.
clear, like we all thought this is a great idea, and everyone who listens to the DAO obviously knows that, hey, if you missed it, you might not want to listen to the 2 hours and appreciate something shorter. So it's a great idea, there's no doubt about it. The issue in particular here with No Futures proposal was just that right as we got it, this XP bounty came out, which is a huge overlap because they also give out, in this case, XP for anyone to just make summaries. Then we have the DAO facilitators who do the hosting and recording, and some of them also want to do some more. And so there was significant overlap. And if you just combine that with the price tag and with the overlap, then yeah, it was just really close. If if 3 judges had increased any of the scores by just 1 point, it would have passed. And we could easily work with them to make it pass, like some small adjustment or so. Like 6.9 is like really, really close. So yeah, it's not like we think this is not a good idea or that we didn't like a proposal. It was just like a coin toss margin at this point because he got unlucky with the timing.
All right, thanks. Seems like the chat's moving so fast. Anybody have some questions for the guys on the stage? Wait a minute, there is foreign saying something. There is no way to measure unsubmitted proposals. Some have said that there is no need for small grants if that proves to be true and the AGP unused and nothing is submitted funded. Where do the unused funds go?
The unused funds would just carry over to the next month. If that doesn't get used, we don't refund. We don't get paid if we don't take any proposals and stuff like that.
What about the end of the year, if like some money left?
I mean, this is similar to the ATF. They also have had their funds for a very long time because it's not being used up. It's specifically to give prizes out to the community. And yeah, not many people have requested from them, so they still have most of their funds. And if we don't get many proposals, the same would happen in our case. We would just carry it over. It would always be there for people to submit something and to get their funding.
Yep, exactly.
So if I understand correctly, when you guys gonna run out of funds, you're gonna get so if you're gonna be like voted for yes to make your team come and get fundings. So when you're gonna run out of fundings with run out of money, when you will fund enough projects and everything, so you will come up again with a proposal to be funded again, right? If everything goes smooth and everyone likes everything, I mean, is it going to be that way?
We have not talked about this internally, but I see no problem why we wouldn't apply for continuance. So yes, but it's not like a guarantee. Some might have noticed that originally we had a different team of 5. So life got in the way for some, and so we changed the team. We are definitely ready with this team to do what we set out to do. And once the funds are gone, yeah, we'll have to see. Depends also on the reaction of the DAO. If they think, hey, this was a great idea, then I can imagine that most, if not all of us, would be happy to continue. But yeah, if it's going to be as difficult as it was so far, then maybe not.
Right. All right. I hope you guys gonna pass through to see what's gonna
Thank
be.
you so much.
You're not that far away. It's only like what 700 goes away.
A lot could happen and there's still hope. So remember, guys, to go in there and vote for us.
Yeah, but seems like 109% of quorum already. Let's see. So you guys, anything else have to say? Or are we gonna move to the next subject?
Just if you still are on the fence, or if you want to share why you might not want the AGP to exist, feel free to tell us in the channel, and yeah, we will address any and all concerns. Like last time it came up, you wanted some examples. We provided examples. We are happy to work with you guys. Yeah, if you keep an open mind. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, sure, guys. Submit some feedback for somebody who's voting no and somebody who's voting yes. Every feedback will be appreciated. All right, thank you. Let's move to the next subject. Moment. So maybe Kodadzan wants to talk about allocation for airdrome poll rewards.
Yeah, sure. Can give a quick update. We covered some of it during the Hangout, but there is a prop currently live right now that is going to specify how the arrow that the DAO receives is to be used. That proposal is it already met SIG prop and it's in the core prop stage right now. So grab a link to that. Let's get this to quorum. And I believe this will not have passed by the time this epic ends. I'm not actually 100% sure when we receive the arrow. I think it should be at the end of each epic, right? I've never received arrow myself. So maybe someone that has received the arrow before knows when that will happen. But basically, the moment we receive that arrow, we'll convert 20% of it into ETH, and that ETH will just be added to our treasury or stay in the liquidity wallet, and 80% of it of the arrow will go back into incentives. So I think the way that it will work is we'll actually have a few weeks where we have both Ghost and Arrow incentives going live. Maybe Maxi Crouton can confirm that, or any of the directors, but I think that's how it will play out, which would be quite juicy. That APR could get even higher for a while, which is great because that could potentially mean I had a mic issue there for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Oh no. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So there, we might be able to have double dipping on incentives for a few weeks, which will be pretty interesting.
Do you guys planning some additional benefits or some maybe badges for people who provided the liquidity from our DAO or for our DAO members? Bridged and pooled.
Haven't really thought about that too much because there's a 350% APR that's already quite rewarding. But that has not been part of the conversation yet.
I think that would be fun since you guys
idea,
are planning to bring some benefits to the badges and all of that. And if we look back, there was quite a lot of stuff. For example, like Uniqlo badges and all of that. All right.
I think nothing yet, but it's something we can think about. Mainly, there will be, just speaking of badges, like I said during the Hangout, there will be a badge for anyone who participates in the dueling during the Spear Force Arena window, probably the first 24 or 72 hours. So badges, we're going to start getting more liberal with badges, especially on the gaming side. Those will be profile badges.
That sounds cool. All right. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks.
So, do you have anything else to say?
No, I said my piece already in the chat about the grants program. I do think it would be very cool if Aavegotchi could kind of pay it forward by creating our own grants program, because you really never know what kind of stuff will come out of it. It's a little bit of an experiment, but that's why we're here, right? We're kind of on the cutting edge of crypto and governance, and it's really not that big of an ask in this big scheme of things. So I'm voting yes on it, but I can understand the perspectives of people maybe who think that it's unnecessary or that it's bloat or too centralized. But the reality is many DAOs do have grant programs. It's not anything particularly new, but good things can come of it. So hope that we can get it passed.
Yeah, I
Thank you
also
so
think
much,
that
Voter
people
Dan.
might have a problem because they think that maybe too centralized, or maybe our people in the DAO too conservative about something like this, like too difficult to step to something new. But I think it would be cool to try, like, at least like, if it's not
Yeah,
gonna
for
work
sure.
out, we always can stop the next funding, right?
Right. So,
Yep.
yeah, on the point of the centralization of it, the AGP would communicate with the DAO about the projects it is funding and get direct feedback from the DAO as it's being funded.
Yeah, I think this is a long-awaited words that DAO was expecting about cooperation between two, because like making it absolutely separative and independent institution sounds like, I don't know. Thanks for add-ons. I think we should move to the next subject and listen to the Cryptogotchi. We have some stuff to say about the upcoming DAO facilitators election.
Yep. How was that prop coming, Cryptogotchi?
Oh yeah, I was still typing in chat. Let me get the link here. So just to catch everyone up, the AGIP 116 passed, and it declared that there shall be 4 DAO facilitators who, among other things, will host the meetings and take care of all things DAO facilitating. And the thing is that the prop passed with quite a large margin, 77% in favor. But a large portion of the people who were doing the job in the interim didn't want to be paid. And this feeling was so strong that they didn't even want to be on the ballot. And then there was this almost like a little bit of infighting. And so I thought, hey, I'm not involved with this at all. I could step in and like put up the election for you guys so that it doesn't have to be any of you, because that would look so self-serving, you know, and they were already kind of at each other. So yeah, I took it, I ran with it. And the thing is, I did not have much prior knowledge about it. So I wasn't aware who was team I definitely don't want payment and who was team put me on the ballot. So I put up a thread, and I know that this is like the 3rd or 4th thread, and I'm very sorry about it. But it was like the only way for me to get a grip on it. And we set out a deadline for people to put in their introductions, which passed. But like I said, some people have been added like month even before the proposal passed, and I didn't want to exclude them just because they might not have paid attention in this 1 or 2 week, which is comparably a low time frame if you think about how long this has been going on. So if you feel like you've been excluded, like you're not on the list, feel free to speak up now, because the prop is going up tomorrow. I'm gonna post a link to it here. Let me see, copy link in chat so that you can check. Right now we have 6 applicants, which are Hardcore, Ace, Deuce Hearts, Roxiano, Forin, and Face. Sorry if I butchered anyone's name, not a native speaker. And yeah, like I said, the election prop is going to go up tomorrow. And if I missed you, if you feel left out, please tell me now. I apologize. And that's all I wanted to say.
Wait a minute. That's so confusing with all of these thousands of threads where to look for the messages, because yeah, I think I found it. The forum was saying that before the vote goes live, can we have some details around replacing a host at the halfway where mark if they are unable to fulfill their duties? What would constitute this action and who makes the decision? How many chances does the host get? And did you read this message before?
Yes, good catch. I read it. I responded to it. I haven't slept, so I totally forgot about it. Thank you that you caught that. Yeah, the proposal actually mentioned that if one of the elected members doesn't perform correctly or as expected, that they can be re-elected halfway. So the term length is 6 months, and then after 3 months, you could elect someone else to the position if one or more of the people who had the position didn't perform up to task. But it wasn't defined in the proposal what that actually means. Like, how badly do they need to screw up, basically? Since it's not in the proposal, I'm not really sure how we could handle it like in this kind of forum. We could, of course, discuss it, but I would think that the only solution would be that the people who have to put up the Slack would kind of be the people who would need to put up a proposal to replace the person. Because if the other people perform well and pick up the slack, then we as a DAO would ideally not even notice if someone was slacking off. But yeah, I'm happy to welcome anyone's opinion on the matter.
I think it would be nice if we would discuss the things and tasks and maybe make some standardization about the duties and all the things before the actual vote. Because right now it just seems like so unclear in the things that some people need to do, some people not to do. It's like, and for example, that we're gonna set up the votes for the people that like put themselves on the list to be elected, but they never write agenda and they never come to speak on the DAO call. But is it okay?
I mean, if
I would imagine
they
that
don't do anything.
I would
Sorry,
imagine that.
if just oh, you go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry. I would imagine, so as for the roles of the DAO facilitators, obviously they would host the DAO meetings and they might do the streaming. Otherwise, No Futuristics proposal said claims that he would handle the back end and stuff. So if that proposal goes through, there would be a lot of technical stuff that he might handle. However, as for the facilitators themselves, if that doesn't pass through, I'm sure they would be responsible for the facilitation, and the making sure that the DAO calls get streamed and recorded properly, and also hosting and talking and preparing for the DAO meetings as well. So those are all the roles that the DAO facilitator might do, and we have been in these DAO calls with Hefe, watching him do all of that stuff, and he has passed on quite a bit of knowledge of how he did his. And with the DAO meetings and stuff, which was very useful. So I would imagine that's what the DAO facilitators would do.
So we are
Um,
still making the streams to be a must, or I understood it not correct?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's a must, but it would definitely be preferred for as a function of the DAO meetings, so that more people will be able to listen to them and be able to look back on them. Uh, and that's part of the reasons why we're also talking about the recaps and the creators making summary videos and summary posts. And I know that No Futuristics proposal also outlined that he might do some of that stuff, but I think it should be open to like everybody, and it's a good thing that there's like a thing where you can earn XP for doing that. However, I'd be happy to do recaps myself as well. It would be it's a good idea.
Yeah, but I think it would
And
be cool, like, to follow the initiative provided by facts, such as stuff. But it's just my opinion. Of course.
Yeah, exactly. The
Um,
post about rewarding with the community with XP. That one is for the Hangout specifically, but I don't see why we can't do that for the DAO as well. You know.
all right. So, what about the another question that I asked about the people who applying for election without any, even like, I don't know, provision of work is done, no calls hosted, no agenda written, and like, I don't know how people gonna vote for them.
well, ideally
They
they
gonna
would not. I mean, if you don't like how the person has been performing, then why would you vote for them?
the thing is that we're gonna put the people on the list without any performance being made before. Like maybe somewhere in the past, but before the proposal and all of this action about the elections.
Well, some of us definitely have been hosting the DAO meetings already. I mean, if we want to have like a conversation about how we're going to contribute to the DAO, I mean, by all means, if the facilitators want to speak on that. But obviously, the DAO facilitators would handle the prep work and the hosting, and I know that a lot of volunteers have stepped up so far, a handful actually. But yeah, I mean, we have kind of seen some members of the community who are in the polls actually do the hosting of the DAO meetings.
All right, good enough. Thank you. Thank you guys for your opinion. Thank you, Cryptogotchi, for coming and talking on your behalf about that you are not parts of it, but just trying to help out. Really appreciate that. So I think the rest of the call is going to be
Sorry, just one more thing.
Sure.
I don't think we actually addressed Forin's question. So if any of you have an idea or a preference how to deal with DAO facilitators not performing and then having this re-election after 3 months that the AGIP 116 is talking about, other than just have them do it, the elected officials, yeah, please share your opinions about that.
Right, thanks.
Not all at once.
Yeah, everybody starts to jump there straight away. Yeah, maybe that's gonna be a good idea to make the vote every 3 months, and it's gonna be more rotation that way. I think people were looking for something that to listen to more voices and more like differences between the calls, to listen to different people and different vibes. Maybe that's what we want. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, we should definitely reassess the yeah, I'd be up for, having a meeting, checking in, seeing how it's all going.
I just would like to say that since our DAO is so bureaucratic about all of these votes and saying after this that it's best to vote, we cannot go back without additional vote. So maybe we should consider some decisions like this not to be like really long term, like half year. Maybe 3 months is really a good idea to apply to the things like this, because like I don't know, changing the person like only after 3 months after not delivering sounds to me like I don't know, a bit away from reality. Yeah, half a year is extremely long
There should
in
definitely be
crypto for
structure
sure.
implemented.
Yeah, I just don't want us to make any rash decisions about anything, and we should like cooperate as a community as much as we can to like, to make less mistakes. Of course, we can learn on our own mistakes, but the less we do them, I think it's gonna be better to make less people get upset and stuff.
Yeah, I think there should be dedicated dedicated slots for the rotation at least, and then people will know where they stand and what their responsibilities are for the functionality of the DAO meetings.
Yeah, I think we need more standardization on the things. All right, shall we move on and discuss something else?
Yeah.
For example, there was strong community conversations on the schematics. If any of the guys who brainstorming about this would come up to the stage and talk to the community widely. Appreciate that. For example, Phantasma, Oliver Spoon, or Hardcore. Also, we're waiting on the Kodadan about the AGP 46, that being like almost 2 years ago. And he said that he's gonna be checking the new item sets and implementing them. So, Dan, do you have news about this? All right. He said that he put that on the last call for people to review on the spreadsheet. All right. So maybe after a week, we're gonna have some news about the sets. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't see that for the last call. I wasn't looking because I wasn't hosting.
Right, no problem. There is a McKelliam would like to ask the question. Maybe you should read. Russ. Okay, I'm gonna read. McKelliam's saying that I did have one question regarding the potential of Roxiano to end up in the AGP spokesperson paid role and the Felicitators paid role. I don't mind if DAO doesn't, but the overlap did occur to me earlier this week.
Yeah, the way I view it is I think it would be completely different roles. Sure, there's an overlap because I would be communicating some of the funding that the AGP would be granting to some proposals. So I would assume there would be a slot specifically for the AGP, but the rest of the call would be dedicated to other proposals. So as long as the overlap is concerned, even if I'm not hosting, I still might go and speak on the AGP's behalf. I might rotate out with some of the other members of the AGP. And if in you guys' eyes it shouldn't be on the same call, I could perform my hosting and speaking on it like on separate calls, and someone else could rotate out with me. I'm sure it would be very doable to perform both roles without overlap.
By the way, you just reminded me something about this Felicitators election. What if some of the hosts just would like to join the calls and chill there and mingle and having conversations with everybody and asking questions and all of that? I just like thinking what we are actually gonna pay for all of this elections and everything if like there is no restrictions actually for anybody to come up to the call and stay on the stage and talk. Or we're gonna separate the days and we're gonna have a schedule for each of the hosts, and I don't know, I just cannot see the structure of all of this thing that is upcoming right now.
That's one of the things we might have to figure out as we go. If certain places are lacking structure, I'm sure we can jump in and fix that, right?
But look, the proposal is already about to come on how we can figure out on the go. It sounds like we're just rushing things, pushing it.
Okay, McCallum says there's no structure at the moment. That's the reason to consider a more detailed proposal prior to the election.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, I think that there should be detailed structure, and I would not mind having something like that. As far
Yeah, I would
as
appreciate it.
going hand in hand with the election, whether it's before or after, yeah, I mean, of course, there should be structure in place. We're just going to have to figure out which part of the structure comes first, because the election technically is a structure of sorts. So we're going to have to figure out how that relates to the actual structure of how things will play out, you know?
But actually, if there
I
is,
just wanted to
okay,
say
go.
about that. In the proposal, it clearly says that you guys can organize the roles amongst yourself. And I feel like from your point of view, that should be the best thing, right? Because you're the professionals who are doing this and you know best how to do these jobs and what your personal strengths are. So why should we have 100 strangers discuss what you should be doing when you among yourselves could best divide it based on your skills? So I actually think that as far as you guys concerned, this is perfect for everyone because you guys know best. But if like I said, tomorrow the election proposal will go up, unless someone tells me now, hey, I want to do a counter proposal to AGIB 116, then of course I'm not going to put it up. But then you have to commit to doing the counter proposal because there have been quite a stir about this. So I don't want to push that through if everyone else is against it. I just thought that, hey, 77% of the DAO want this, so we should honor it. But yeah, like I said, if someone says right now, hey, I'm going to do a counter proposal, then I'll hold the election.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with what you're saying because we have a team of people who kind of already know what they're doing with like the hosting and stuff, mostly anyway. I don't know, like I don't think there should be like a big boss or manager that would control the structure. Yeah, because otherwise it would just be the DAO and the proposal that would outline everything. Otherwise, we can figure it out amongst ourselves, like what the schedule might be. You know, if someone does want to elect a manager or something like that, then you know if you could write a proposal suggesting that. But otherwise, I'm sure we can handle it ourselves, right? Once we get the compensation, we'll at least have the time to do the planning and figure all that out. I mean, I'm down for whatever.
Or if we're gonna be flexible, it's gonna be the best, so just in my opinion. Because if we're gonna make like schedule and put like different people in different positions, like this date is only for that guy, and for example, someone is not making it, like just foreign say before that in the thread, it's gonna be like the best if you're gonna be flexible, I think.
Yeah, some of us might be more flexible than others, but that's another thing that we would figure out. And obviously, with the compensation, I don't see why we wouldn't be flexible in our roles.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I think we already invested too much time on this topic, so let's move on. So we're still waiting for the TBURD for some updates or proposal on the meta of the funding for MCON 3 requests, mid-tier sponsorship. I cannot see him here, and also he was not requesting the spot for the whole. I see some people updating the. Oh, he's still T-Bird is here, and he's saying that he's still discussing the topic, drafting a proposal for 2K funding. All right, good. Waiting for your update, friend. I hope you're doing good. Get well soon. Right. There is a thread that I made not so long ago for Aavegotchi DAO members to introduce themselves, to make us know each other closer. And I see some people some people writing them biographies there and telling us who is who, like coders, designers, musicians, all the people that are creative in our community, and we getting a chance to know them closer. We just know to know each other. For example, this is going to be useful for us to find new creations and many possibilities for this, and maybe just to know each other, at least like a gang. So I would appreciate everyone who come and say a word, and also I would like to thank everyone who's already did. And on next topic, I would like to talk a little bit about media bounties for XP, the media content made for XP initiatives made by Thrax. What is it? I'm going to give you a link. This one, I don't know. Maybe Thrax actually have them own. Maybe he have his own thread and some resources that is like official channel. But I don't want to make anyone upset if I'm just pushing my thread or
What are we
wherever.
talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about your initiative about media bounties for XP. And I'm just
Mhm.
like would like people to invite to your party and want them to participate in that activities and submit some media content.
I'll post the guidelines here. There's a channel. There's a set of channels at the down lower in the server list. It's called Media Bounties, the category, and there's guidelines in there. There's a spot for everyone to chat and coordinate. There's a place to actually submit your entries, and then there's a channel for raw audio, and then everything that gets selected will get posted in Hall of Fame. It's fairly straightforward. I'm trying to keep it like lighthearted and easy.
Can you hear Thrax right now? I can't.
Yeah, I can.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Why is Discord so weird, dude?
I don't know. It's all good with me. But yeah, sometimes it's glitching. For example, like sometimes it cannot hear me or I cannot hear people. But it was happening to me with usually with a phone and earphones too combination. Mhm.
I'll just post it directly.
Yeah, sure. And I would like you to say some few words, if you don't mind, about like what kind of content you are looking for. Yeah.
Yeah,
right, that's
totally. So basically, we're just looking for the nicest quality content that you can extract, and just like essentially pick a subject, any subject in the hour, like the Hangout portion of the hour, and make some concise content around it. It doesn't have to be just like a straight up screen recording of the chat, although that is sometimes helpful because people say funny stuff. But you feel free to add whatever imagery you want, and just like make it as clean as possible, as professional as possible, basically, because we want to post it. If it's good, we post it, and anyone who submits that passes the bar. And we're going to be fairly lenient with the bar at the beginning, even if we don't necessarily have to post something, but we want to incentivize people trying, right? So if you post something and we think it's on the right track, we might give you potentially XP and not post the thing and just say this is what we would like to see you get right next time, so that we can increase the quality of the content in general. And yeah, just keep it light and easy. This is not supposed to be like a super heavy lift for anyone. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen a bunch of like meme content out there that is like not necessarily the most polished stuff, but the like meaning of the content is what kind of matters in those. So as long as you've got something that has value in some way, you can't just have like a meme that doesn't mean anything. And you're like, here, we talked about this, I put some memes on top, enjoy. That's not gonna fly. But yeah. So Musashi, for what you're saying there, just like, yeah, if you intend on making a subject, like a video about a specific subject, I would post it in there, declare your intent so that people can come in and make sure that you're not going to double spend efforts, and like try to keep chat in that channel focused on that specific subject so that we don't, so it's easy to browse essentially. And I expect essentially after every hangout, the people that are into this program are going to, or even during the hangout, man, people in this program could be going into that channel and saying, I like this subject, I'm going to make a video about it, and like basically calling dibs, so that if I can go back and look at that channel, I can verify who said first that I'm going to make something about that content. What am I looking at here? Someone tagged me.
So first come, first
Yes.
serve.
Yeah, just do Hangout. We're not doing the DAO at this point in time, and that's just for. There's a couple of reasons. Like, first of all, people
And the
initially were a little sorry.
in their actual saying that
Exactly.
the DAO. Okay, so I just want to clarify that.
Yeah, I don't want to step on toes right now, and also we were talking about the DAO hour being kind of more private and stuff. So look, we'll just keep it light. We'll do the Hangout hour. We'll see how it goes, and I want people to remember this is a pilot program. So there's totally potential for things to change, either XP going up or down, or more slots, less slots, whatever. We can figure it out. But the goal here is, get involved, try it. If you feel like something is working or isn't working, please tell me about it, because, like I said, it's all iterative. We can fix things. And yeah, like let's make some media and get some XP, man. I want to do some. If I have time, I'm gonna make some media. So get in there.
All right, cool. But I have a question. So if there is like two submissions about the same topic, is it like gonna be a competition between of them, or first come first serve?
So the way I want to do it now is first come first serve, just because I don't want people to be upset. If someone shows up with something that they worked on for hours and they didn't declare it in the channel, I can point to that. And if they did declare it and they're first, then I can say, look, you did declare it. However, that being said,
Okay.
if something is submitted and they said it first in the channel, but the video is terrible, it will not pass the bar. And then we will go to the next video that said that thing, if they did double spend the thing and made that mistake. I don't recommend you do that, because there's a good chance that the first person will do a good enough video that will use it and you will have wasted your time. But in the eventuality that that happens, we can do that.
All right. Sounds good. It's gonna be fair that way. Not like make less people upset, especially if they invested time in it.
Yeah,
All
I want to
right, we
keep
have
it like
5
light. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, nothing. I was just about to say that there is like 5 minutes left, and that there is actually not much things else to discuss, since like nobody from the Forge conversation coming and saying anything, and we just need to come there and have some chat about schematics idea. We're here. So thanks everybody. I think this is it for this call. Only if some other people on the stage would like to say some words or anything else. I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for attending the call. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attention. Have a good weekend.
Yep. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks,
Bye.
guys. Take it easy.